Hi, Baja and Pumazile. If you guys can get started on calculating the degrees for each of these. Okay, I hope you guys remember how we did that last time. I know the last lesson was kind of like a rush and a mess. But if we're looking to calculate Facebook, we're going to look at how many people we have all together. So we're looking at 18 people altogether, and there are 3 people who chose Facebook as their most used social media site. So we're going to take 3, divide that by 18, and we're going to multiply that by 360, and it's going to give us the degrees that we need. Okay. That should give us an answer. So there's your tip, as this is the do now that we're doing. Please calculate for all of these. For everyone else who just joined us, we are calculating the degrees for each of these for our pie chart. So if you can go ahead and calculate the degrees for Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, and TikTok, please. I've already given you an example on the screen, so you can use the same method that we used here to calculate all the others. Okay, guys, I think that's all the time I'm going to give it, because these calculations are pretty easy, especially if you've got your calculator. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our load shedding free lesson. So we won't have any problems this week, I hope, because we've all got electricity and we've all got Wi-Fi. So that's good. If you guys can pop an emoji in the chat for me just to say hi. I want to see who's here with us today. Hi, Salamina. Hello, Yandisa. I feel like it's been forever since I've seen you guys, so I'm happy to see you guys again. Hello, Pumizile. Hi, Baja. And Trevor, hello. All my usual suspects were all back. If you guys can give me an emoji, tell me how your exams are going so far. If you guys are writing exams, or if you aren't writing exams, then you can just say, no, ma'am, we're not writing it. But if you are, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. How's it feeling right now? How are your exams going? Salamina says, excellent. That's awesome. Yandisa give me 3 thumbs up. That's cool. Oh, Trevor, why was it not so great? What's going on?
Ma'am, I'm just saying that we didn't write our exams yet. We're writing on Thursday.
Are you starting on Thursday?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, best of luck to you and actually to the rest of you guys who are already writing. I know it's such a stressful time for a lot of us. Mudondo says she's also starting on Thursday. Olechi says it's going well. Okay, I'm very glad to hear that, guys. That's awesome. I'm glad that you guys are still here with us doing revision. That means you guys are really dedicated to passing maths this year. And I'm so glad. Evening, Theo. Nice to see you. And I'm glad, Pumizile, that your exams are going great. I really, guys, don't forget, even after you guys are done and you get your reports, please drop in the chat on the app how you guys did in your exams. We'd love to see those. Okay, just drop them in the chat. Say, hi, ma'am, I got this much and my mark before was this much. We want to see how much you guys improved. So if you guys can pop those in the chat for us, that would be awesome. Okay, awesome. Okay, let's get started on this one. So this is the method that we're going to be using to calculate for our pie chart degrees. And you guys did this with Marilee's last week, Wednesday. And we kind of used the total over how many people actually chose that particular media site, and we multiply that by 360 because a circle has 360 degrees in it. Who can give me the answer for the first one? I've basically written it down for you, but you can give me the answer for this one. I already see a hand. Yandisa, what's the answer here?
Ma'am, the answer for Facebook, right?
Yes, for Facebook.
Ma'am, it's 60.
Yes, it's 60 degrees. Okay, 60 degrees. Okay, who can give me the answer for Instagram? Okay, and the next person who gives me this answer needs to tell me how to calculate for it. So you're going to have to be able to explain to me how we calculate for it. Okay. Oh, if I'm not getting any hands, I'm going to have to pick on a couple of you. Pumuzile, can you help us here? How do we solve for this? I see Andisa's laughing at Pumuzile. Pumuzile, how do we calculate for Instagram degrees?
Ma'am?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I was saying that when timesing the 360 angle and dividing it by it, and then it confused me because I couldn't find the answer yet.
Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, I'll walk you through how we're going to do this. Okay, so first thing we do is we calculate how many kids actually, or how many learners actually took the survey. So we're going to take Facebook's numbers and we're going to add Instagram and add YouTube and add Snapchat and add TikTok. So that's going to give us how many people took the survey. Right, so we've got 3 plus 5 plus 5 plus 1 plus 4. And that's going to give us 18. Right? And that's the total of people, or the total number of learners who took the survey. Now, if we want to know what percentage of them are Instagram, what we're going to do is we're going to take how many people, however many people chose Instagram, which in this case is 5, and we're going to divide that by the total. So we're going to say 5 divided by the total number of learners, which is 18, and that would give us the percentage. But we want this on a circle because we're looking at a pie, and a pie has 360 degrees. So we're going to take this 5 divided by 18, and we're going to multiply it by 360 degrees. Okay, and if you punch this into your calculator, how much do you get? Who can help you out? Who can help us? Anybody got an answer for us?
Ma'am, can I try?
Yes. Is that Trevor?
Yandisa.
Is it Yandisa?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Yandisa. If we punch into our calculator 5 divided by 18 times 360, how much do we get?
100 degrees.
100 degrees. Awesome. Okay. I hope you guys all have your calculators handy. Okay. We get 100 degrees. Now, I'm assuming if we have to calculate for YouTube, it's going to be really easy. Why is that? Why is it going to be easy, Trevor? We don't really actually have to calculate for it, do we?
Yes, ma'am.
What would the answer be for YouTube?
The answer would be 99 degrees.
Okay, let's do the calculation quickly. See how YouTube also has 5 people. The same way Instagram also had 5 people. So if we do this calculation, it's going to look exactly like the one for Instagram. It's going to look like this. 5 divided by 18 times 360. How much is that going to give us? It's the exact same sum again. So how much are we going to get?
100 degrees.
Exactly, 100 degrees. Okay, you see that wasn't that difficult?
Yes, ma'am.
Easy stuff. Okay, awesome. Theo, can you give us the Snapchat one? What is the Snapchat numbers? Or walk me through how you're going to calculate it.
1 over 18.
1 over 18.
Times 360.
Times 360. And how much do we get there?
20.
20 degrees. Okay, awesome. And then we've got our last one, TikTok. And Uko, can you help us calculate for TikTok?
Ma'am, 4 divided by 18 times 260 degrees.
4 divided by 18 times 360 degrees. And how much do we get there?
80 degrees, ma'am.
80 degrees. Awesome. Okay, now we just have to do a quick check to make sure our degrees actually balance out, right? So we're going to get 100 plus 100, that's 200, plus 80, that's 280, plus 20, that's 300, plus 60. Yes, 360. Everybody agree? Emojis, thumbs up, thumbs down. Everybody understand where we're going? Have we all got it? Awesome stuff. I'm seeing some great emojis in the chat. Awesome stuff, guys. Okay, cool. Now we're going to have to take these degrees and put them on like actual pie so we can see how it looks. And the last time that we were looking at this, we looked at this question that we had here, where we were calculating how many people take the bus or the car or how many people walk. And we had been calculating some of these. Oh, actually, we realized earlier today that this one over here isn't actually correct. That one is supposed to be 75.6 degrees. Okay, 75.6 degrees. Okay, there we go. Now, what we do here in this case is we're going to take this protractor that we have. And if you guys have your protractor, you can pick any point that you want, like Mara-Lise had done in the last one. And she had chosen, let's say, for instance, this is 0 degrees over here, this point. I'm going to do it in purple now so you guys can see which point that we're looking at. This one here, 0 degrees. Oh, okay. Or we can draw a straight line, sorry, from the middle, like that, 0 degrees. And then I'm completely lying to you guys. I'm supposed to take 0 degrees and put it right there where my purple line is, right there. And then we're going to look at our first degrees, which is the bus over here. So the bus says it's 147 degrees. So we're going to look on our protractor, go all the way around this way, around the top, because we're looking from 0 going up. And we're going to go and we're going to find 147. There's 145. 147,6 would be somewhere there. Okay. And from there to the middle of our protractor, right there in the middle, I'm going to remove my protractor then. I'm going to move it away. This is getting a little messy, guys. Let me just shift some of the stuff away. That's okay. iPhone 12, they said they had a problem with electricity. That's fine. iPhone 12, if you could give us your name, that would be awesome. I think it may be in Jabulo. Jabulo, every time you come to class, your name is something different. Okay, let's do this again. Okay, so there's our point over there. Okay, so we're going to draw from the middle of our pi to that one over there. Okay, and the degrees around this, from this point here, from the 0 point that we have over here to that point over there is going to be 147 degrees, and that is our bus. Oh, that is not how we spell bus. Bus like that. Okay, and then when we want to calculate for the next one, let's see, the next one is going to be the car. We're looking at 90 degrees. What we're going to do is we're going to take our protractor and we're going to turn it around like that. And then we're going to move it and we're going to put the 0 right where bus ended. So we're going to make sure that they end. Okay, we're going to put it where it ends like that. And from there, we're going to calculate then for 90 degrees because car is 90 degrees. So we're going to, from here all the way, we're going to look at the numbers at the top and we're going to find 90 degrees. And that's where 90 degrees is going to be over there. And I'm just going to move my protractor quickly so I can put 90 degrees back where it was. There we go. And from that point there where 90 degrees is, we're going to draw a line from the center to that point there. Okay, and we're going to do the same with all of them. I hope you guys get the idea. Okay, so this is how we actually draw a pie chart. And I think if we have to go through the entire pie chart, we're going to run out of a bit of time because we've got a couple more things to do today. But please, emojis, thumbs up, thumbs down if you understand how to measure this. Do we get how we? Thank you, Salamina. I see like celebration, awesome stuff. Okay, I hope you guys are understanding this. Trevor says yes. Yandisa says yes. Kamano, are you still a little bit confused? Because I see like a face. Are we okay? Okay, thanks Uko, thanks Njabulo. Awesome guys. Okay, so this is what our social media one actually looks like. Oh, Kamano is a little bit confused. Okay. Kamano, okay, help me here. Okay, so we've just looked at this one. We've just looked at calculating for the bus here. And this other one that's got space there. Hi, Kananelo, not a problem. This one that we've just calculated for over here, this is the car. So this is a 90-degree angle here where the car is, right? So if we have to now calculate, let's say we're calculating for walk, because we've calculated bus and we've calculated car, we want to calculate for walk, which is 75.96 degrees. Kamano, can you unmute for me and tell me where I'm going to put my protractor? Where am I going to put it? Or where am I going to put the 0? So I'm looking for where I'm going to put this 0 mark over here. This one here. Where am I going to put it?
Are you going to put it next to the car, ma'am?
Yes. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to turn it. Okay, you would obviously do this with your hand. I'm trying to do it with a computer. It's really difficult. And you see how I'm going to take that 0. You see the line right above 0, and I'm going to put it exactly where 90 ends, right there. See that? Got that?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
and then from here, I'm going to calculate. I'm going to look from 0, and I'm going to go around this way. And because my walk says I've got 75.6 degrees, I'm going to go all the way to 50. We're going to go past 50, 70. And when I get 70, I'm going to count. 75 is going to be in between 70 and 80. So it's going to be somewhere there. You get me there? So we're going to look for 75 and then a little bit more than 75 because it's 75.6 degrees. So we're going to look at 75.6. And okay, that is not the right mark. Okay, let me try that again. 75.6, somewhere there. Yes, I hear a voice.
Is it necessary normally to do it in decimals? Because
no, not necessarily, but you know, in the case of this one, because you might kind of sort of cheat one of the other sides if you don't do the decimals, I think it may be best to do it. But I'm going to show you guys what the social media one looks like, and it looks a lot better than this one. Okay, because this one is a bit messy. But Gamano, I hope you're understanding where I'm coming from. So this is our point here. Let me erase everything else because it might be a little confusing. We're going to take that one away. Yes.
Ma'am, like when it's saying 75.6 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, so you ended by like 75. So now when you're adding the 0.6 degrees, do you add 6 over 80 or?
Oh, no. So what we're looking at, if I can just, I'm going to zoom in, guys. I'm really sorry. I just really need to just zoom in so we can see what's going on here. Okay, so pay attention to my protractor. Okay. Just pay attention to the protractor, and I'll show you where comma 6 is exactly on this. Okay, so if I zoom in, we're looking at 75. So we said this is 70 over here, and this is 80 over here. So now if we look for 75, 75 is going to be right in between the two of them. So this is 75 over here. Now, comma 6 is going to be a fraction of the really smaller one in between. So it's going to be in between these two numbers. Ooh, that is so messy. Okay, let me try that again. I'm going to make my thingy a little smaller here so we can see. So this is 75 over there, and 76 is going to be in between 75. Oh, 75 comma 6 is going to be in between 75 and 76. So it will fall in between here. Okay, so it'll be like 75 and a little bit more before we get to 76. Okay, like 0.6 of that. So it's almost like taking this little part over here, this piece over here, and dividing it into 10 smaller pieces, and then calculating just 6 of those smaller pieces. Okay, do you get what I mean by that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that is where the comma 6 comes in. Okay, thumbs up, thumbs down, got it? Okay, cool beans, guys. Okay, and thank you so much, Kamano, guys. Remember, if there's anything you don't understand, just pause, stop me anytime, and I'll be more than happy to explain any of it to you. Okay, thanks, Kamano, for your question. Okay, so this point here, we've gone from 0 over here, 0 degrees all the way to 75.6, and then we're going to take that point there, and we're going to join the two of them. We're going to join it to the middle of our circle, sorry, to the middle of our circle. So we're going to go from here to the middle of our circle, like that. Ooh, I've made this smaller. Okay, and this part over here would be walk. That's where walk would be. Okay, now if we had to look at our social media one, this is what it would look like. Not that. This is what the social media one looks like, which is a little bit better when we look at the percentages like this, because we know that Instagram and YouTube were the biggest, so they're the same size. Can you guys see that? They're the same size. TikTok was a little bit smaller than the two of them because YouTube and Instagram had 5 each, TikTok had 4 each, and then Facebook had 3 and Snapchat had 1. And this is what the pie chart looks like. And in this case, we wouldn't then have any decimals because we used these values up here. We used the values here. We used 100 degrees, 100 degrees, 60, 20, and 80 degrees. So we wouldn't have to deal with decimals. Okay. All right, guys, I hope we're all understanding how that works. Okay, we're gonna quickly move on because we still have to do histograms. Okay, so when we look at histograms, we're looking at continuous data. And I hope those of you who couldn't measure your height last time have actually gotten your height for me. If you've forgotten, I might not be able to include you in this particular one today. Okay, so if you know your height or you've already given me your height, can you pop the height, your height in the chat for me quickly? I know a couple of you already gave it to me last time. So I'm going to put it into this frequency chart over here, or I'm going to calculate it, but I'm going to use tallies because it's going to make it a little bit easier for me to be able to understand. Okay, or easier for me to calculate at the moment. Okay, Trevor says 145.
Ma'am?
Gananelo says 166. Oh, Gananelo, you're really tall for your age, I think.
Ma'am?
Yes, okay, Salamina says 160. Okay, so, all right. So remember, guys, who can remember what the difference between discrete and continuous data was? Who can remind us? Yes, I can believe that, Kanela. You sound like you're the tallest in the class. Yes, seems like. Oh no, Jethro's a little taller than you. He's 169. Whoa. Okay. Oh, and Njabulo is 170. Guys, what are you eating? Whatever it is you're eating, please give us some. We also want to grow that tall. And Olwetu at 119. Awesome, guys. Okay. Salamina, are you going to explain to us what discrete and continuous data is?
Ma'am, may you please repeat the question, ma'am?
Okay. What is the difference between discrete and continuous data? Who remembers? Do you remember?
Ma'am, is discrete like full population, like people?
Oh, no, I think you're talking about the difference between a population and a sample. Not quite the same thing. That's okay. Good try, though. Awesome. Does anybody remember? Okay, so remember, guys, last time we talked about if we are counting how many people like shoes or like Nike versus how many people like Adidas, right? I can't get an answer that's like 1,5. Why not, Theo? Why can I not get an answer like 1,5? Theo now remembers. Theo, can you let us know?
Can you repeat, ma'am, please?
Okay, what is the difference between discrete and continuous data?
Continuous data is data that can take any value.
Mm-hmm.
And discrete data, ma'am, I got the example.
Okay, sure. Give us an example.
Size.
Mm-hmm. Is that an example of discrete data or continuous data?
Discrete, ma'am.
Okay. So let's say, for instance, if I asked for your shoe size, what would you say?
4.
Yes, you'd say 4. You wouldn't say to me, my shoe size is 4,57, ma'am, right? You'd only give me a specific number, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes. So that is what discrete data is. It's numbers that are kind of like whole numbers when we count them, and they don't really give us decimals. Whereas your guys' height, I can easily write, let's say, for instance, your height, Theo, I can write it as 1,35. or Nikela's, I think Nikela's your height, guys. She's 1.50 meters tall. So she's around about your height. And Olwetu is 119 centimeters. So I can write his height as 1.19 meters. So continuous data is data that's kind of like, we can break it up. It's real numbers. It's not so nice. But that doesn't, it doesn't make it easy for us to work with, because now I can't draw a table. I wouldn't be able to draw a table and go, okay, so I need the first one to be 110, and then the next one to be 111, 112, 113. We're going to be here all night trying to fit everybody's heights into one space. So what we can do is we can split them up like we have here in this table that we've got here. So what I've done is I've looked at everyone's height, and anybody's height that falls in between 120 and 130, we're going to count them in that one group. And anybody's height who's in between 130 and 140, we're going to count them in that group, and 140 and 150, and so on and so forth. I am so sorry, Olwetu. I actually started at 120, not noticing that there would be somebody shorter than that. So I'm going to include you in the group above that one. Okay, I'm going to include you in the 120 group. Otherwise, you're not going to have any way to, I'm not going to have any way to count you, but I'm going to be able to do that. Okay, no problem. Njabulo, is that a question with your hand up?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, do you have to add all of the heights?
No. So in a histogram, we don't necessarily. We're going to see how many of them fall under each category, and then we're going to count them in each category. So I'll show you how we're going to do that in just a bit.
Oh, ma'am, is it histogram or Instagram?
Oh, histo, not Instagram. Guys,
Oh.
Histogram. Okay, I'm going to move up a little bit. That's how we spell it. Histogram, Histogram, not Instagram, not the photo social media platform, histogram. Okay. All right, so we're going to start with Trevor's height, because he gave me his height first. And he says his height is 145. So he's going to fall in between here, 140 and 150. So we're going to have 145. I'm only going to count him once. Okay, let me just move this up a little bit and go. Okay, and then Kananelo says he's 166. So he's going to fall in this category here. So I'm going to count Kananelo. Okay, we're going to move a little bit faster. Salamina is 160. And because 160 is included in this group over here, because we're looking at greater than and equal to, I need to include you in this group. So one for you there. Okay, Yandisa says she's 122. So she's up here. Jethro is 169. Oh, Jethro. Okay, Jethro is also over here, but you are super tall. Here, okay. Uko is 134, so she's here. Okay, Mutondwa is 142, so you fall into this category here. Njabulo is 170, so shoo, my goodness. Guys, whatever it is your parents are giving you for breakfast, please give us some of that, because you guys are super tall at such a young age. Yo. Okay, Olwetu, I know it's 119, but I'm going to include you in this group over here because I don't really have a space for your height. I'm very sorry. Okay, Theo is 135, so.
Ma'am?
Yeah. Yes?
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. Can I quickly ask, ma'am?
Yes, no problem.
Ma'am, can I ask, ma'am, the height of 122, is it short?
Sorry, can you just ask that again for me, Andisa?
No, ma'am. Ma'am, I popped in my height, 122 centimeter, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I wasn't sure if it was short or tall. So, ma'am, that's why I'm asking.
Okay, so this is exactly what the histogram is going to be able to tell us. It's going to be able to tell us how many people are in which height category and the average height of people your age or the learners your age. So we'll be able to see most people this age. I hope you guys are like about 12, 13, 14 because you're in grade 7. So most people your age would sort of kind of be this height, and we're going to be able to see that on a histogram. Okay.
So, ma'am, 120, 120 to 130. Let's say they are the short ones.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
Yes,
good
we
because
can
I'm
say
short.
that. So we'll
That's great.
as we're calculating, we'll see how many people fall under which category.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, and then we'll be able to see how many people fall under each one and how which one has the most people in it.
Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
Sure, no problem. Okay, Theo, I think I've counted Theo already. Have I counted you, Theo? I hope so.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. And then Michaela is 150. You are an outlier, madam, because you are not in grade 7, but we're going to include you in here in any case. All right, so some of our other learners aren't here with us, or they've already given me their height. So I'm going to include these as well. So I've got a 150 over here, another 150, I've got a 145, a 130, so we're going to put that one there, 122 up here, 120, so I'm going to include that one over there, 152 over there, and 160. So there's another one over there. Oh, sure, guys, these are looking kind of the same. Okay, I want to include my own height in this one as well, actually. So my height, I am 173 centimeters tall. So I'm going to include myself over here. Marilise, would you also like to include yourself in here? Do you know how tall you are?
I'm 73. Just
I am 165. There you go.
165. Okay, awesome. So we're going to include this degree over here. Awesome. Okay, that is everybody we have in the class. You guys can say hi to Marilise in the chat. She's been with us since the beginning of the lesson. So hi, Marilise.
ma'am, what thing, ma'am?
Kamano, you're 190. I don't believe that at all.
Ma'am, what are you eating, ma'am? 173.
Oh, no. You can blame my dad for that. My dad is the one who made all of us tall. And Marilise, you've got a couple of hi ma'ams in the chat there.
Hey, everybody.
Okay, awesome. So now we're going to organize our histogram. Thank you, Jethro. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to organize our histogram. So on the x-axis, which is this bottom one over here, just going to make this a little bit thinner, we're going to include all of our heights. So we're going to split it into each of these. So now we have to make sure we can, okay, what I want to do now quickly is just move these two closer to each other so it's a little bit easier for us to work with them, like that. Okay, so we want to kind of gauge how many of these we have. So we're going to count how many categories or how many levels we have so that we can space them out on the x-axis properly. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 categories. And if we look on our table over here, we can look at how many of these we have. Let's count the spaces and see how we can possibly split this up. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that might not fit, but if we take out the 180 and 290 column, because there's nobody in that column, we might be able to fit each of them into 2. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to, let me remove that. We are not going to include this group because we don't have anyone in that group. So we're not going to include this group over here, okay, because there's no one there. So in that case, we will only have 6 groups. We'll have 6 groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll be able to split those into 2 each. So we'll have 2, and in this group, over here, we'll have everybody between the 120s and the 130s in that group. Okay, and in the next 2, we're going to have the 130s and the 140s. Okay. Oh, sorry, my screen's just completely gone haywire. Just give me a second, guys. Okay, there we go. Awesome. Just went completely bonkers on me. Okay, so this group here is the 120. I really need to, I'm going to take this 0 over here away because, okay, actually, we might actually need it. Just hold on a second. 120 to 130, that's our first group. And our second group over here is going to be 120 or 130 to 140, right? And the third group from there to there is going to be 140 to 150. I'm going to write these a little bit neater. I'm very sorry, guys. 140 to 150. And then that one over there will be 150 to 160. Okay. This one here will be 160 to 170. And the very last one we've got here would be 170 to 180. Okay. Let me write that again. 180. Okay, and that's how we're going to split it. So how are we going to split it on this axis over here, guys? What do you guys think? Who can give us a suggestion? How are we going to split it that way? How are we going to do that?
Ma'am?
Who can give us an idea of how we can split it? Should we do it 2 at a time like we did on the x-axis, or can we do it 1 at a time? Who has an idea?
Ma'am, I think 2 at a time.
2 at a time. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so we can go, oh, look at what I'm doing now. I'm erasing instead of writing. Okay, so we can do 2 at a time, 2, 2, 2. So does this mean that this whole thing represents one person? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if that one is one person, this one is then going to be 2 people, the one's going to be 3. I should actually be writing them on the axis. I am completely lying to you guys. Hold on. So I should be writing them right on the numbers. So I should be writing them there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we can't go any higher than 3 now. So we're stuck at 3, but my problem here is that over here in this group here, I've got 5 people. See that? So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm so lying to you guys. Why don't anybody tell me that I was supposed to put a strike through this? Because when we're doing tallies, if we have more than 4 people, then we need to do that. Or have you guys already forgotten that? From our very first lesson. I think I also forgot as well. Okay, so I kind of corrected myself there. Okay, we've got 5 people. So in the 160 and 171, I've already got 5 people. So I don't think splitting them in 2s is going to work. Who else has a suggestion on how we can split these? Can we maybe do them 1 at a time, going up? So we can do that one there as 1 on that line there, and then 2 over here, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Does that look better? I think that's better. Emojis, yes, no. Got it? Yes. Theo says 1 at a time. So I think that's, yeah, that's the right one, because that's going to give us the right answers that we're looking for. Thank you, Jethro, for that. Thanks, Dimelo. Okay, so we can do that at a time. Okay, now the difference between a histogram and a bar graph is that if I was drawing a bar graph, what I would do is I would then take this one and I would make sure that it doesn't touch the others. It would have to sit like this. Okay, and the one for 130 would have to sit something like that. So the 2 graphs wouldn't touch each other like that. But when we are drawing a histogram, they do have to touch because we're looking at continuous data. All these numbers that we have in here, they're not exactly 120 and 130 and 140. They're in between. So what we're going to do is when we are looking at how high we have to go for the Y side, we're going to make sure that this side over here touches all the way over here. So if we look at 120 to 130, there are 4 people. So we're going to go all the way up to 4. And then we're going to make sure that the whole thing encompasses all of these. Okay, like that. Yeah, excuse my drawing. I'm sorry, I'm not being a an artist today. Okay, and then the 130 to 141 has 3 people. So we have to make sure that when we started on this line over here and that they touch as they go there. So we go to 3 and we do that. Okay. And for 140 to 150, we also have 3 people. So it also looks like that, Yeah. Okay, like that. And then 150 to 160 has 4 people. So they also it starts at the same point like that, going up. Okay, and then 160 to 170 is 5 people. So we're going to start right here where the first one or the one before it ended, and we're going to go all the way up to 5 people. That. Okay, and then the last one is 170 to 180, which is 2 people. So we're going to look for 2, go across like that. Okay, guys, and this is how we draw a histogram. Okay. Is anybody confused as to what I just did?
No, ma'am.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. How are we feeling about this section? Thumbs. Jethro says yes. Trevor says yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. Cool stuff. Njabulo's a little confused. Njabulo, what are we confused about? Njabulo, would you like to unmute and let me know? Oh, I hope you're not playing. He's just playing around with the emojis, guys. My goodness. Okay. All right. So now that we've learned how to draw histograms, remember histograms give us continuous data. Okay. Thank you, Njabulo. Okay. Histograms give us continuous data, things like bar graphs and pie charts. They give us discrete data. So things that we can count one at a time. Okay, now what happens if I give you the graph and I ask you to give me some of the information about the graph? Okay, so we're going to look at a section called interpreting graphs. Okay, and I'm going to fly through this one because I think we're going to run out of time if we have to dally on this one. Okay, so here we are. What kind of graph have I given you on the left-hand side? Who can tell me? Hands? Let me see hands. I hope you're muted and you've got your hand up. Salamina, I saw your hand up first.
Histogram. This is a bar graph.
Is it a histogram?
Ma'am, it's a bar graph.
Who said it's a bar graph? Who said you're right, but you were supposed to raise your hand?
Ma'am, you picked me first, ma'am.
Yes, we just looked at it now. Remember, Salamina? If they're not touching, if they've got spaces in between, then it's a bar graph. But if it's a continuous line, so each line is touching the next one, then it's a histogram. Okay, got it?
Yay.
Okay, cool. I'm going to give you guys exactly 2 minutes to answer the questions on the right-hand side. And before I do that, I'm so sorry. I'm going to add something quickly to the left-hand side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we are all muted. We are answering all the questions, and in exactly 2 minutes, we're going to go over the answers. Okay, guys, let's go. Oh,
Ma'am, may you please zoom in?
should I zoom in a little bit? Okay.
Yes, please, ma'am.
Oh, it's going to be a little bit difficult to see. Is that a little better?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Sure. Oh, guys, I think I gave you the answer to number 1. I'm not supposed to. Hold on. I'm so sorry, guys. Let me remove that.
Ma'am, may you please minimize it, ma'am? I can't see the number on the sides.
Oh, I can't actually give you the number on the sides because number 1 asks you for the numbers on the sides. I'm very sorry.
Ah.
Sorry about that. No, so you tell me the numbers on the left side.
Ma'am, we don't have magic eyes. 1, 2, 1,
Ma'am, why didn't you leave the answers?
Oh, ma'am.
My answers were wrong anyway, guys. I've just looked at it and I think my answer's wrong.
They were wrong or they were
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
They were wrong. My answers were wrong. I just figured that out.
Oh my God.
So no, I can't give you guys the answer anyway because my answer was wrong in any case.
Ma'am, should you number them according to the colors or according to the blocks?
No, okay, let's read question one together because I think it's a little bit confusing if you guys don't understand what you're looking for. Okay, so the question says, the column graph scale increases in even amounts. So what is an even number? What number are we looking for? What are even numbers?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Yes, exactly. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now there were 26 students that did this survey on favorite fruit. So fill in the number of students on the y-axis. So what they want from us is the numbers that would go in on the left-hand side. So how are we going to put, like, which numbers are we going to put at each interval over here? Okay. And the way we're going to figure that out is by counting each of the blocks. Okay. How many blocks do we have all together? Who can do a quick count for me?
13.
I'm sick.
13, right. Good. So now there are 13 blocks, right? And if 26 students were surveyed, how much is one block going to be equal to?
Oh, 2.
2, exactly, which means each of these numbers going up is going to be in increments of 2. Do you guys see that? So I'm going to have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Okay, I'm going to move the screen over a little bit so you guys can see it here. Okay, so that is what our y-axis needs to look like. So our answer for number 1 is going to be 2. You can just do that. 2, 4, 6, not 10, 8. Okay, it's going to go up in increments of 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, let's answer number 2 quickly. What could be a better label for the x-axis? Rather than just fruit, what can we say? Oh, Stembiso, can everybody give me an emoji? Can you guys hear me okay? Because Stembiso is having trouble hearing me.
Yes.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Stembiso, maybe
Yes,
try exiting quickly and coming back in. Njabulo says he hears me fine. Stembiso, maybe try, I don't know, Nikela, could you try maybe messaging her and asking her if she can just...
Yes, and maybe even
come back in?
just check your audio settings. So even like go onto YouTube and watch a video and see if there's any audio.
Yeah, I think that might help a little bit. Thank you. Okay, what could be a better label for the x-axis? Who can give it a, just think of anything that we could possibly give it. If I were you, I would look at what the name of the graph is actually called. It's called students' favorite fruit. So what do you guys think the x-axis down here? Instead of just writing fruit, what can we actually write rather than just fruit? What could we write instead?
Cause.
Kananela says favorite fruit. I think that's a nice one. Favorite fruit. My handwriting is not going to fit. Favorite. You guys know what I mean. Okay, yes, we can do favorite fruits. Right. Okay, so that's an easy one. We can call it favorite. I'm actually writing the American spelling instead of the South African one. It's OU, favorite fruit. Good. Okay, now how many types of fruits were chosen by students? Okay, guys, you just have to count how many fruits do we have?
5.
13. 5.
No,
5.
what different types of fruit do we have? 5 different
5.
types. So number 3 is 5. Which fruit is the most popular?
Banana.
Kananella's just giving me all the answers to the question once in the chat. Salamina, what is the most popular fruit?
Ma'am, banana.
Banana, yes. I like how you say banana, by the way. You sound like a minion. If you guys have ever watched Despicable Me, he sounds just like.
I'm saying I sound like those yellow people, man.
A little bit. Okay. How many students chose this? How many students chose banana? Okay. Remember, we're going up in increments of 2. So if we have 4 blocks, how many students is that going to be?
8.
8. So we're going to have 2, 4, 6, 8. So we've got 8 students who chose banana. And which fruit is the least popular?
Ma'am, apple.
Apple. Somebody said grape, guys. There's no grape. There's no grape there, guys.
No, I was eating a grape. That's
Apple.
grape. Man.
Apple. Somebody told me in the chat that Yandisa's always eating. I'm wondering if she's the one who's eating grapes and distracting everybody. Okay. Okay. How many students chose this? We're talking about apples. How many students chose apple?
2.
2 students. Good. All right, guys. So this is how we interpret graphs. It's pretty easy, right? Emojis, yes, no.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're going to look at what a pie chart looks like and how we can look at the different things in a pie chart. Now, this one is a little bit trickier, okay, because we're going to be working with percentages. So you guys need to stay with me. We're going to go very fast because we're running out of time, okay? Yeah, now it says 260 children. Oh, I think I didn't show you guys that part there, right at the top. It says 260 children were asked to choose their favorite soft drink. The pie chart shows the results. Okay, now have a quick look at it. I hope you guys have your calculators ready because we're going to be calculating quite a bit. Okay, and it says a quarter of the children chose lemonade as their favorite drink. Is that true or is that false? Sorry, it says decide if the statements are true or false. Now, if we want a quarter of the children, we're going to have to find a quarter of how many children? Who can tell me? A quarter of?
140
How many children
children.
do we have in total?
140 children.
260.
No. Look at the first statement right at the top of the screen. What does it
Oh,
say? How many children?
260 children.
260.
Exactly. So we've got 260 children, which means we're going to have to find a quarter of, which of also means times, quarter of 260. Who can tell me what a quarter of 260 is without using their calculator, actually?
Ma'am, it's 65.
Mental maths.
65.
65.
65.
65. Yes, I agree with you guys. But what is a quarter in percentages? Because remember, we've got percentages over here. This is a percentage, that one's a percentage, that one's a percentage. So
65.
what is a percentage? What is a quarter in percentage?
0.4. Oh, ma'am, do you say
Oh, as
percent?
a percentage. So it must be something percent. What is a quarter as a percentage?
25.
So 1/4 is equal to something percent.
25.
You can tell me. Yes, Kananelo, well done. And somebody, I think it's Jethro. Are you the one who said 25%?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Okay, so the statement says a quarter of the children chose lemonade as their favorite drink. Did 25% of the children lemonade as their drink, as their favorite drink? Yes. So the statement is
True, ma'am.
and 40 children chose cola. Now we have to see if that's true. It's actually chose cola.
False.
How much percent?
50%.
Say, what is the percentage of kids who chose cola?
50%.
50%.
How many percent? We're actually out of time, so we're going to end it today. I'm really sorry. We're going to finish up on Wednesday, and we're going to be doing something very important. I think it does come out in your exam. So you guys should join us on Wednesday, and we'll see you guys then, okay? I don't know if Nikayla's still here. Can I hand over to her?
Yes.
Hi, Nikayla. Sorry for that, guys. I don't know what's going on. All good.
Okay. Cool. So we're going to have lesson 4 on Wednesday, and that's going to be interpreting data. And for your homework, you're going to go into the app. Data handling is the topic, and represent data, and then look for draw a histogram. And you guys can just get some practice on that. Yeah, and just brush up. And just a quick reminder that we are also having a workshop for you guys for the grade 7s on Friday this week. And it's going to be on preparing for high school. So we're just going to have a chat about, yeah, preparing for high school, what to expect, and we'll just answer some of your questions. And yeah, it's going to be quite a fun session, and you can bring your parents along as well.